David Bowie, nothing has changed, and yet everything has changed. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is the latest in a long litany of greatest hits compilations that David Bowie has put out. And other than the early 90s Ryko disc Sound and Vision box set, this is the best greatest hits compilation under the David Bowie name. And basically, Bowie could put out a collection of him just, you know, record him in the kitchen making a smoothie, and it would still be awesome. Um, Nothing has changed as was released late last year in a 2-disc edition, and the 3-disc edition. And first and foremost, go out and buy it. If you're a casual Bowie fan and you like greatest hits compilations, I don't know if I necessarily call it a greatest hits compilation. It's definitely a singles compilation, going from his most recent recordings with 2013 the next day, way back to the Space Oddity record back in 1970, 69, 70, 69, 70. Don't make me go downstairs and look at the back of my David Bowie Collection album sleeves. And there's also quite a few little goodies in this collection for fans who are completists but aren't interested in spending hundreds upon hundreds of dollars to have out-of-print singles. Which isn't to say that I'm not interested. It's mostly I don't have the money. I can't afford to support my music collection as it is, never mind my love of being a completist. If I went out and bought every single thing I could find on Led Zeppelin and Queen and David Bowie and Jeff Buckley and Elbow and Metallica and all these artists and Miles Davis and Ella Fitzgerald and all these artists I love, I would be completely broke. And I wouldn't even have enough money to have speakers to listen to all these albums I'd be purchasing. Tangent. This is a wonderful collection, and like I already said, it goes from 2013 and a new track actually, which was finished early last year, way back to I think as early as 1967 when he was still performing under the name Davy Jones. Obviously, because of the Monkees, he decided to take on the name David Bowie. And has so what this collection really shines a light on is how, I'm about to swear, how absolutely wonderfully fantastic 1970 to 1981 output was. And he had a few singles throughout the 80s which were, like Let's Dance and China Girl. Those are great songs. But he has never quite been able to equal, and certainly not eclipse, his 1970s output. That being said, putting on the Outside and Earthling records from the mid '90s, they are fantastic records. They do sound a bit dated. They haven't aged as well as some of his other albums. Certainly his 1970s album. I mean, you can put on Earthling as a David Bowie fan from 1997 and go, I like this record a lot. I'm Afraid of Americans too, David Bowie. But it does sound very much like the mid to late 90s. Whereas The Man Who Sold the World, Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars, Diamond Dogs, these albums have a timelessness to them. And not just because I'm a fan of it, because there is a sound that so many artists from the 70s who were pioneering that sound, when you pioneer something, it kind of makes it timeless. And David Bowie was certainly a pioneer. So, what's great about this compilation? And should you pick up Nothing Has Changed, or just stick with the Changes Bowie Greatest Hits compilation that you bought in 1994? This is again just as good as, if not better, than any other David Bowie compilation or collection, with exception given to the fantastic Ryko disc Sound and Vision box set that came out in the early 90s. Rykodisc is an Irish record company that purchased Bowie's back catalog and remastered it and repackaged it and put more tracks on for every album and re-released his entire catalog up to 1990. And if you can still find those Rykodisc releases, I recommend them more highly than I do the Columbia Records releases. Since David Bowie, found a new audience in the 90s, Columbia has gone back and repurchased his original back catalog, and re-released it again. I'm sorry, Columbia, you dropped the ball. Like the packaging is nice, especially on the Ziggy Stardust re-release, but it's just the album. I already have the album. Maybe it sounds a little bit better on the remastered version, but the Rykodisc version comes with the 4 other tracks that were previously unreleased by that point. So if you can scour the second-hand shops and find David Bowie's 1970s catalog on the Rykodisc record label, I recommend it highly. And especially, and it's still in print, you can pick up Sound and Vision box set to be a very great companion to this Nothing Has Changed. The Nothing Has Changed set that I am reviewing right now, a lot of the singles are the radio edits, the single edits. There's not much here that hasn't already been heard, with the exception of some of the new track that was recorded last year, and some Davy Jones songs unearthed for this compilation. I can't recommend David Bowie and his entire catalog more highly, but Nothing Has Changed is absolutely fantastic. I recommend it for anyone who is a hard rock fan, a folk rock fan, a glam rock fan. It's just, Bowie's great. Go out and get the Nothing Has Changed compilation. I love it. And that's all I have to say about that. So, my name is Daryl. I've been your critic. Leave some comments below. What's your favorite David Bowie album or favorite song? What's your least favorite David Bowie song? Dancing in the Streets. Like, subscribe, share, and I will hopefully be seeing you very, very soon. Blur released a new record last week, and I will be giving you my thoughts on it very shortly. And yeah, so I'll talk to you shortly. This is Album A Day Online. My name is Daryl. I've been your critic. Don't stop listening to new music. Don't stop listening to music. Music is life. Mwah.